안녕하세요. 림베시 싱가포르 남자입니다. Okay, today I'm going for a meeting right now. Just walking through my estate, going to the train station. I just thought that I just want to chit chat with you guys about like just how easy or difficult it is for Singaporeans to learn Korean language. You know, I've been learning Korean for like 6 months. 저는 그 한국어를 배운 지 6개월 정도 됐고요. 그 많은 사람들이 저한테 이렇게 제이슨 씨 어떻게 이렇게 짧은 시간 동안에서 그 한국어 이렇게 잘하는지 항상 물어봤어요. A lot of people they ask me wow, how about 6 months or how come Korean is so good Actually, I think I'm better than the rest of my classmates also. And also I know some Ang Mohs they've been here for many years also, they can't do it So what's my secret? I think there are some advantages about being Singaporean that makes Korean learning a little easier actually for Singaporeans. Okay, so first I want to say why is Korean hard and why is Korean language classified as Cat 4 in the international this ranking thing. So what is Cat 4? Cat 4 means it's the most difficult language to learn, man, alongside other language like Arabic. Arabic is difficult, Korean is at that level. Before that, in school, my study quite good, last time. Then my third language, Japanese, I did Japanese before, and now I do Korean. I still think Korean is much more difficult than Japanese, Okay, so as a Singaporean, I think the first thing, the difficult thing is the pronunciation. Let's compare a bit like Japanese, the pronunciation is just straight There's no ending consonant, that kind of thing. So it's quite easy. But I think the most difficult thing, and a lot of Singaporeans they face this problem with Korean, is there's an ending consonant called liel. It's supposed to be an R or L. It's somewhere in between the English R and L. So it's damn bloody difficult to pronounce. See, the existence of this word called pakchim, the denominator, the end consonant. End consonant maybe like in Ang Moh, right? The end consonant for car is the R that's the end consonant. Japanese have no end consonant, but Korean has it, but it's also slightly different from Ang Moh. Why not? Like in English, the end consonant is not that stressed, so we tend to just go through it quite easily. Like car is a car you don't car, But Korean you car and is different for is different for So in Korean, the consonant is the end consonant is a very very big problem, especially what I call the liel pakchim, liel consonant. Liel is in between R and L A lot of Singaporeans have problem with this. When I first started, for a few months I cannot get it. No way. So that brings us to the second thing. What's so difficult about Korean is the pronunciation is damn difficult. See, the pronunciation of Korean language it does a lot of the sounds, you can use the English substitute, but it's not exactly like that. So when you're first learning it, you can substitute using some English sounds, and then the locals will just kind of understand you're foreigner. But when you really get to a more advanced level, those sounds won't work anymore. You need to get the exact sound, and to get the exact sounds, a lot of what I did 3 months of professional one-to-one phonetics tutoring just to get most of the sound for example, in Korean, p, they're all different, okay? All these three are different alphabets, not alphabet, letters. These two are different alphabet, completely different. But for a start, most foreigners not just Singaporean, most foreigners can't get it It's damn difficult to get the sound because we never grew up listening to that sound. So it's the way we produce the sound is also different. Actually, the difficult thing about Korean language is that the way they produce the sound is completely different from English. How they produce the sound. So how a lot of us we tend to produce a sound gutturally, we call it guttural sound, deep from deep inside here. But Korean, the sound is made from higher up, from here. So if you don't get this, you always sound like an Ang Moh speaking Chinese. So that's one of the difficult things. This video is getting long. Okay, I want to say some of the advantages of Singaporeans learning Korean. Now, one of the main advantage why I see I do much better than my Chinese classmates. Right? Okay, most of my classmates in uni in my Korean class now are Chinese. And some of them have been around for longer than me and still don't get it. Why? I think one of the most important things is that Singapore is truly multicultural. So inside of us, right, we're not die hard on one language or one way of doing things. We're multicultural. You know, right now I speak Angmo, then 我剪一下我的讲福建啊，那个广东话都得㗎啦。So we can speak anything that works. So like Chinese people, they are very, very staunch on their Mandarin lah. So it becomes a culture and it becomes an identity. So for Singaporean, right, it's easier for us to adapt a new thing than them. So because you're easier to adapt, you learn faster lah. This is one very important advantage. Not just Chinese I see some Angmos, they struggle with this also. Because a lot of them, right, the language is their identity. When the language is your identity, you're very hard to pick up some other language. So good thing Singaporean, we just pick it up and use it. In fact, you'll be surprised a lot of when I meet Singaporeans here in Korea, a lot of time I speak Korean with them also. Even though my Korean is sibei crappy, but still, it feels natural in some situation and some expression you just use Korean. I think then there's so that's my estate. I just walked out of it. So that's the train station. Train station. Okay, then I think the second advantage of Singaporeans learning Korean is also like actually we are not really like English speakers, we're Singlish speakers. So one of the main features of Singlish is this, is that we don't because you see in Korean, right, a lot of the meaning of the words is carried at the back. So it's like in English you say I want to eat, but in Korean is mogosh poyo, which means eat, I want to. So the meaning is carried behind. So a lot of Angmos, right, or English speakers, they find it hard to adapt to this. Even Chinese, Chinese is in between SOV, SVO, but some of them still find it very hard to adapt to this kind of structure. But Singaporeans, I think we have a slight advantage, right? Actually, a lot of Singaporeans also didn't realize, but we're Singlish, right? Basically, Singlish, we took English and then we make it like a Asian kind of a language, which carries the meaning at the back. For example, can lah. No, can on its own got no meaning. But you need to see, is it la, le, lo, mo? You know, that kind of thing. See, we carry it behind, carry the meaning behind, which is very similar to Korean and Japanese. We're not completely alien to this way of thinking. So that's one advantage. One other advantage of Singaporeans with learning Korean is that we are naturally multilingual. So most of us, if you're Chinese speaking or Singaporean, you know, like English and Chinese, and you will be shocked when you learn Korean. You realize that some Korean words and phrases, right, the meaning is better translated in Chinese and some are actually better translated in English. So if you try to translate those things that is better translated in English using Chinese, you get very funny translation. So that's why people struggle. Those Chinese speakers, they struggle when the meaning is better carried in English and they are not that good in English. And then the English speakers struggle whenever the meanings are better carried in Chinese, because about 70-80% of Korean language is actually came from Chinese wording. So whenever those kind of wording come out, they'll struggle, because there's no good translation in English. So as a language learner, I realize every time I look for meaning, whenever I run into problems with in Korean, what I do is, okay, that's the inside of the train station. Later I'm gonna get in. So what I do, okay, let me get my card. Yeah, this is a train card. Okay. This is a macam like transit link card like that, same thing. Okay, so I'm gonna get the card and go in. Simple. Okay, so the next thing is that, so whenever I run into problem, right, I will actually just search first using Chinese. So if the phrase come out funny, I'll search again using English, and then maybe sometimes I get the more accurate translation or into Korean. So that's one very big advantage, because we have such a huge cognet, huge library of languages. Actually, sometimes you'll be shocked, See, a lot of us Singaporeans, we know Hokkien, right? Actually, you'll be shocked that a lot of Korean words sound exactly like Hokkien. Exactly the same. Sikan must sikan. The tui or tui must tui. The words are exactly the same. The pronunciation, the intonation is exactly the same. Oh, there's one train coming. It's exactly the same. Hold on. So if you're Singaporean, wow. So if you're Singaporean learning Korean, and you know Chinese, English, Hokkien, and to some extent Cantonese, right? Or you really pick it up real fast in the beginning stage because you find a lot of cognate. So yeah, I think amongst our other advantages, I think these are very Singaporean specific advantages. Singaporean, you do have some advantages when it comes to learning Korean. So yeah, today too long already. Okay, see you guys next time. Lim Pei is in Seoul. Annyeong.